I just want to start off by saying my name is Evan Otten. I'm a student athlete at Idaho State University studying business. Okay. My identity, like others around me, is strongly shaped by the groups I belong to. Being a student is a big part of my personality right now. It has been since I was a child. Also, being an athlete is another part of my identity. Although it is not something I like or enjoy most of the time, it is nonetheless part of who I am. Another part of my identity revolves around being an entrepreneur. Although I use this term loosely, I feel as though it describes the piece of my identity that isn't tied to being a student or an athlete. It relates to the side of me that feels the urge to lead or communicate or be outside and work with my hands. The urges and the desires that shape me differently from my peers. According to social identity theory, people define themselves through group memberships, and my consumer behavior reflects that. For example, when I buy athletic apparel like basketball shoes or workout gear, it ties me to the sports community. While investing in various school supplies or clothes to help me fit in at school, connect me to the student world. These purchases not only are practical, but also signal part of who I am and the groups I identify with. I use different consumption choices to express personality traits like ambition, discipline, and individuality. For instance, choosing the proper fitness attire shows dedication to health and performance, while professional/work attire and school supplies represent my commitment to education and my future career after college. My own perception of these items is important. If I don't feel as though I'm being represented for who I truly am through the things I express, then to me, there's no point. However, I recognize that others interpret them as symbols of belonging or status. I can't honestly sit here and say I fully ignore how others see me. Social identity theory helps explain how I balance my self-perception with how I want to be viewed by others in each group I belong to. My behavior is driven by both achievement and belonging. I purchase items that help me grow, like books, athletic gear, various things that interest me because they support my personal development. At the same time, I buy things that connect me to groups, such as the what's in apparel, like fancy shoes or clothes, or even shared experiences like going to the movies with friends. Social identity theory shows that my motivation often comes from wanting to strengthen ties within these groups while also pursuing self-improvement. In other words, I have a deep desire to fit in. I mean, who doesn't? But I also yearn to stick out and forge my own path. By reflecting on my consumer behavior through social identity theory, I see how much of my identity is constructed by the groups I align with. My purchases are not random, but serve as an expression of who I am and who I aspire to be, both individually and socially.